Hello, hello, hello. Happy Sunday. This is Dr. G, and we should be momentarily be joined by Dr. Effiong. We were having a little bit of technical difficulty, but we will get that rectified here shortly. But in the meantime, I just want to say hi. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, because I am super excited about this particular topic because it is one that is near and dear to my own heart. And lately, lots of folks within my circle are also in the same boat, moms as well as um, entrepreneurs. So super excited to talk about this. Looks like Dr. F. Young's here. Hi, Dr. F. Young. Can you hear us? So I know that more and more of us are definitely looking to do things that are in the entrepreneurial realm, and a lot of us are moms who are working. And
Hello.
oh, hey, yay! There you are. Okay, awesome, awesome,
I
awesome.
want to share how
Your audio is breaking up. Your audio
you
is breaking up still. Your audio is breaking up.
can
All right.
you hear me?
Okay. Keep talking. Let's see. We had a moment there where we had some clarity, so hopefully it'll continue.
I can hear you. Yes.
Yes, but it's just that you're breaking up. Your audio for some reason is breaking up. I don't know. Are you close to your modem? Maybe it's where you're located in your house. Because maybe like sometimes what I notice is that if I'm very far from the modem, it's very difficult. The stream
Can
is
you
not as strong.
hear me?
I can hear you, but you're breaking up. All right. What I'm gonna do is while we try to figure that out, I'm gonna see if we can talk a little bit about what does it mean to do both things, or if you're interested in getting started with an idea, some of the things that may come up. So a lot of us have been taking moments to think about our what kind of things that we can share with the world, what kind of items we can put forward. Maybe we have a problem that we have found a solution for and we want to share that solution. And we're thinking about, well, what can it be in the form of? Is it going to be in the form of a service? Is it going to be in the form of a product? And getting that message out can be challenging, right? Because if you're not somebody has a marketing degree or someone that has experience in business previously, it can be a little tricky. So navigating those waters can definitely be very much a challenge, but definitely doable, right? So for those of us who are moms, right, the if you are a mom, you can definitely run a business, because man, the household management is definitely on the level of CEO status, right? So if you're able to do that, you can totally run a successful business as well. It's just a matter of figuring out what your idea is going to be, and then figuring out what the steps forward are going to be.
Okay, hi.
Oh, yay. Okay. All right. So I can hear you now. So that's awesome. All right. So Dr. F. Young, you want to tell everyone who's listening and watching who you are and what you're up to? Uh-oh. Can't, can't hear you. Okay. And so it sounds like I'm breaking up on your end as well. So it might be an issue with the stability of connection on that side because I'm looking at the like I look at my phone and it's coming through okay. All right. Thanks for joining, Cynthia. Thanks for joining, Ahmad. Thank you for watching. So we're having a little bit of technical difficulty, so I apologize for that. But a couple of things that I was just talking about was that, things that make it difficult for us to see ourselves as business people, as entrepreneurs, is mainly we may have an idea or a problem that we can solve, but we may be afraid of venturing out and actually putting it into the universe, or we may be unaware of what the
Okay.
steps
Can you
are.
hear me now?
So, oh, yes. Oh, yay. All right. That's awesome. Yes, I can hear you now. You just muted yourself, though. So I don't know. Okay. So I heard you for a moment, and then it looks like now you're muted. So I'm not sure. Well, you know what, people? This is a beautiful thing about doing something live because it's real life, right? It is literally real life, and things happen that are unexpected and unplanned. So there you go. All right. So are you so it looks like you're joining from another site. Let's hopefully that will work then. Okay. So
Hi.
can you yay! Yay! Yay and double yay.
Thank,
Awesome.
thank goodness for the phones, right?
Oh my gosh. And there's a
Yeah.
beautiful smile. I love it. Love it.
Thank
Okay. All
you.
right. Awesome. All right. So you want to go ahead and tell everybody who you are and what you're up to?
Okay, so hello. I'm Dr. Effiong. I'm a pediatrician, and I also run a nonprofit called Kids of Hope. It's for foster kids, and we share love and hope with them by giving them bags with brand new items as they enter the foster care system because a lot of kids go in with nothing they can call their own. So that's our way of helping them know that they are still loved and they are cherished. And I just recently started coaching other moms,
Yay.
moms in healthcare, because I found myself doing that at work more and more than I was even doing in medicine. And I used to feel the way the moms I come across feel, which is overwhelmed, just not knowing what to do, feeling like unseen, unheard. Because as you know, as doctors, we spend a few minutes with each patient, and so it's hard to really find out how they're doing and talk to them. So I started doing that more and more, and so now I'm coaching moms, just helping them go from feeling overwhelmed to really finding clarity in their lives and healing themselves from the inside out. So, and I'm married. I have three wonderful kids, and yes,
Awesome. Awesome. Awesome.
yeah.
That is amazing. So, of course, we should talk about we're our topic for today is motherhood and entrepreneurship. How can you persevere in both of those, right? And so you have lots of stories that you would love to share. I know it. In for both avenues. So you talked about Kids of Hope. Do you want to dive into that a little bit more and just how that came about, what inspired you to start the nonprofit, and how things are going with that?
Okay, so I saw a 4-year-old patient who had been in 17 foster homes, and all he said to me in the 15-minute visit I had with him was, "Please hug me." And so
Oh,
he had come into my office with a diagnosis of ADHD, given meds. And so after spending 15 minutes with him, I said, "Well, I don't think this kid has ADHD. I think he's a 4-year-old boy who's lost and feels like he's unloved and he needs someone to love him, as you can see." That's all he's been asking me to do. And he barely knows me, right? I've seen him
right,
a few times.
right.
So, I mean, I that's that's crystallized it for me. I had seen, of course, over the years, multiple foster kids, but that did it for me because I was like, okay, so how can I help really? As I mean, I know I'm a pediatrician, I take care of them in a medical sense, but other than that, how else can I help? So I talked to a few moms that I know that were fostering and or adopted the kids, and together we started Kids of Hope, and we decided, okay, what was something practical. And as you know, a kid's first words are one of the few first words are mine, and they love to hold on to things they can call their own. So imagine a
Right.
kid being pulled out of their homes with nothing, because they're most likely coming from drug homes. So they take them most times with not any of their belongings, or even if they have belongings, they're in a trash bag typically. So
Sheesh.
that's an extra layer of trauma to a child. They've lost the only home they know, however whatever it was, and you've just taken away all their stuff too. So that's where Kids of Hope came in, and so we just started putting bags together with brand new items because we wanted the kids to feel a sense of dignity. I mean, I didn't want to take
Absolutely.
used items and give to them. So we stuffed the bags with comfort items like blankets, teddies. We put a handwritten note in each one telling them that they're loved, they're valued,
Oh, that's so awesome.
there's hope for them, and that they can make it. And just toys, socks, just things, hygiene items, toothbrush, toothpaste, something that they can hold on to and say it's there. So we hand them over to DHS offices across Oklahoma. That's where we've started so far, and
Okay.
so that when they get the kids into custody, they can hand them a bag, and at least they have something that they can call their own. So since COVID hit, of course, not accepting bags or
Right.
things like that.
Right.
So instead, what we've been doing is I started a support group for foster parents. So I was going to hold an in-person training for them, and then it
Right.
morphed into a support group. So now we meet once a month, and there wasn't any support group around here for them. So we meet once a month online, and we just go over any questions or concerns, just there to support each other. So because I wanted to also talk to the parents, not just address the kids, because if the parents are good, then the kids will most likely be good. So that's what we're doing in terms of Kids of Hope right now.
And so the Kids of Hope foster family support group, that is only in Oklahoma right now. Is that right?
It is, but I
Okay.
mean, where as it gets bigger, of course, it's virtual, right? So
All right. So it can expand
yes,
beyond the state lines,
of
perhaps
course,
even beyond, the country lines, depending on what
you know,
happens. Got to
anything
think big, right?
possible. Everything
Exactly.
possible.
Thinking big. Awesome. 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 And then how can, if someone wants to contribute, if they want to like play a role in Kids of Hope, how do they go about doing that?
Okay, so Kids of Hope is on Facebook. We have a Facebook page. It's called Kids of, it's KITS. So Kids.
Oh, see, good thing we clarified that. Kids
So
of
it's
Hope.
Kids of Hope, yes.
Okay.
And it's on Facebook. If you'd like to donate to us, thank you in advance. And um, there's a button on Facebook. You can do that. Or if you want to volunteer or support us in some other way, please, you can leave a message on there, and I check it all the time, and I'll get back to you. Or
Awesome.
we have an email address also. If you want to send an email, it's kidsofhope1@gmail.com.
Kids of Hope 1.
One.
Okay. Awesome. Yeah, no, that's good. And then, so that was your inspiration. So this young man, this 4-year-old, was your inspiration to get that going. So again, we're talking a little bit briefly before we were able to clarify and get you on about how a lot of times when you start a business, it's because either you see a problem that you have a solution for, or you're inspired by something in your own life that you want to share with the rest of the world. So it sounds like Kits of Hope got started because of this awesome young individual who basically showed you that there was a need, and then you got together and you basically created the solution for that need. So that is awesome. So that's this business, right?
Yeah.
And then you have another, which you alluded to, where you're now discovering that you're answering more and more questions about what can you do as a mom and how can you make it as a mom. And then you're giving advice. And now you're at the point where you're actually able to coach other moms. Can you speak a little bit more about that and what you're up to there?
Okay. Can you hear me clearly? Because you're breaking up just a little bit. Can you
Yes,
still
I can
hear
hear you
me?
clearly. I can hear you clearly. And
Okay,
Cynthia
good. Just wanted to make sure.
Cynthia says, great initiative, Dr. Effiong. I'm looking at the comments over here. Thanks for joining, Jyoti. Dr. Patel, thanks for joining.
Thank you.
All right. So yeah, so you're gonna tell us about how everything got going with the coaching.
Oh, okay. So, well, I think that the antidote to feeling helpless is to become helpful, right?
Okay.
So, uh, over the over the last few years, I mean, I found that I was struggling, and I was able to get myself out of it by like changing the way I thought, filling my mind with and reading good books, filling my mind with the right things, and was able to transform the way I thought and the way I saw things that way. So I decided at work, hey, why don't I start really actually talking to these moms as opposed to just hello, hi, I take care of your kid and then you leave. And then I found myself spending 30 minutes like going over like by 15 minutes and just staying in there and really connecting with my moms, because I was going at it from the viewpoint of, if my moms thrive, then the kids will thrive, right? They'll do really well because their mommies are doing well. So um, I found myself starting to spend time talking with moms. I would even give them homework assignments and how to talk themselves, to tell that they're beautiful and all of that. You'd be amazed at how many feel that they are not.
Right.
And that informs the way they live their lives. And they feel like they're powerless and they feel like they have really to offer the world. All they do, their identity is basically, I have kids. So they've lost themselves somewhere in the process. And so I could relate, because my identity be, I am Dr. Effiong, and until it hit me one day, well, if something happened to your hands and you couldn't practice, what in the world would you be, right?
Yeah,
And that's
exactly. No, it's
something
the
we as
truth.
doctors face. Like, yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it's like
absolutely.
our whole lives are tied into being a doctor, this person.
Right,
But
right.
really, there's more than that. So just starting to talk to my moms, and then they started asking me, are you a therapist? Because you're helping. My therapist has been helping me. I'm like, no, I'm not a therapist. I just started feeling like I should spend time with my mom. So that's what birthed that, and it's just continued turning me. I mean, I've heard that before, even when I was growing up, that I was a counselor, but I always brushed it off. I was like, nah, I'm a doctor. I'm not a counselor. So, but it's because of what I started doing at work and seeing the transformation taking place in my moms and seeing how much better their kids were doing. So that's what made me say, okay, I can do this too outside of work. I mean, I'm sure there's other moms I could help too. So I stepped out of my comfort zone and I started doing it.
Awesome. Awesome.
And then I'm in the process of getting certified as a brain health coach, because I realized that was the other missing piece
Okay.
So we talk a lot about mindset and everything else, but we don't really say how do you take care of your brain, which is what drives everything else, right?
Right, right.
So so I'm learning more about that so I can really help the moms I'm working with just become whole, like from the inside out, basically.
Awesome. That is so cool. And so now you're in a phase where you're getting additional certifications. So have you like established a name for this new coaching business? Do we have a name for it?
Simply flourish.
Say it
You're
one
the
more
first
time.
person I
Say it again.
simply flourish.
Simply flourished. Love it.
Simply flourish. Yes. Simply flourish.
Simply flourish. Okay. Not past tense, but present tense. Simply flourish. Awesome. And this is directed
Yeah.
towards
Oh, I
moms.
can write it. Let me,
Yeah.
if you'll let
Supriya,
me.
thanks for joining. Thanks for watching.
Okay.
I'm like, as people are coming on, I'm like seeing them into their life. So thanks for watching. Thanks for checking it out. So simply flourish. Okay. Got it.
Yes.
Awesome. And then do you have a website set up for that, or is a Facebook page set up for that, or what stage are we at right now?
Okay, so we're at this. I'm still using my I'm housing everything still on my Effiong MD Facebook MD page, and
Okay.
I'm in the process of setting up a group for that. But if anyone is interested in that, they can just private message me and I'll get them set up.
Okay. And your page is just is just your name right now. Not the personal profile, but your base page that you're using on Facebook.
Yeah, I have
Okay.
the Effiong MD page. Yes.
Okay. Awesome. All right. And then so we talked about how these businesses got going for you. And it seems like they were all kind of like circumstance led to business idea and then now, business establishment. What about was there ever a point where you kind of felt like, wow, I don't really know what I'm doing, or how do I even get started? Like, did you ever have that kind of feeling, or what about the whole experience has taught you about perseverance and taught you about resilience?
Well, everything about it, because of course, first of all, I even doubted I could start. I was like, what do I know about running a nonprofit, or who's gonna listen to me anyways? Remember I said that on your podcast that was one of my fears.
Yes.
Like, how was I going to manage all of this and be a wife, be a mommy? And it was really, I mean, I thought about the Kids of Hope for at least a year and a half before I actually did anything, because I was just thinking, how am I going to do all of this?
Right.
But, it got to the point where my desire was bigger than my fear. And I did it in spite of the fear. I took the fear along with me and I just did it. So,
Awesome. Awesome.
and so I've also learned a lot about replacing the negative thoughts that I get. So, for example, the thoughts about, will they listen to me?
Right.
I find that if I write down and I ask myself, is that true? Then the answer is no, that's not true,
Right. Right.
because people will listen to me. Obviously, I know that they have been. So,
Right. Of course.
so but if you don't address the thoughts, then it's just gonna keep percolating in your mind, and it will really
Exactly.
take a. And then you will really believe nobody will listen to you, and you will do nothing.
Right.
So you have to get to the point where the desire for you to and you need to know why you're doing it. Are you doing it because you have a mission, because you're trying to impact some other life, or
Mm-hmm.
because you're trying to make a quick buck, or whatever the thing is? I am a firm believer that if I serve others and I give value, that
Yes,
I will get financial reward for it.
absolutely.
But I don't
That's the
I don't
truth.
think it should be the other way around, because if you go at it as money, you get all something to do it, and then you get tired and you just leave it alone. So
Yes.
so that's the way I approach it. I heard somebody say that people are desperately waiting on you. I mean,
Yes.
there's only one of us, right? And
Mm-hmm.
yes, you heard it right. And the person said you're literally doing people in for, I didn't want to use the word he used. You're literally doing people in
Right.
by sitting there and saying, "Oh, I'm too to do or to serve them." There are
Right.
people
Right.
that are waiting because there's something each of us was sent here to do. There's a reason we're alive. And so that's
Absolutely.
why
Absolutely.
the grave is called the richest place in on earth, because there's people there with all their dreams and hopes,
Oh
and
yes. Oh yes.
all the messages and all the things we're supposed to do, they took it with them. So
Yes, it did.
I
It's
decided
truth.
I wasn't going to be one of them. And I decided that yes, I may flatter my face. I mean, I'll give you an example. I did a Zoom. I set up a Zoom call for parents and kids, and nobody showed up.
Oh
I
no.
was like, oh wow, nobody
What's
showed
going
up. But
on?
I can
Why?
share it now. But then I sat on that Zoom call and I recorded myself saying, "Watch me in 6 months with the Zoom call full of people." And I was like,
Okay.
okay, I got a Zoom call and I was fine. And
Aw.
then I thought, what else am I gonna do? So I talked to a few people and they said maybe it's the Zoom, maybe try it on Facebook. And then I got on Facebook instead and started talking. I'm like, okay.
Okay. Okay. No, that's
So so
awesome.
it is, you will fail, yes, but
Yes.
it's a choice you have. Are you going to get up, or you're gonna lay down there? And the biggest thing I've learned is that I have to decide: am I gonna get up better or the same as when I fell? So I decided
Yes.
I was going to get up better than when I fell down, and I was going to equip myself with knowledge. If I needed to make change the course, get to where the audience was, and do that, right?
Right.
And not
Right.
just retreat because nobody showed up. But that's okay.
That's
I'm sure
right.
they'll show up the next time.
That's right. That's right.
So,
Yeah, no, that's a that is a
yeah.
great lesson, because a lot of times that's what happens, right? We are like, we have these grand plans, we get everything all set up and then we do the thing and then, crickets, and we're like, oh, what now? But then, it's having that attitude, and it really comes back to mindset like you're describing, because instead of like, completely
Yeah.
like turning away, you were like, you know what, maybe it's just, you contacted someone and then they gave you some insight and you're like, yeah, maybe it is just a Zoom. Let's try Facebook. And boom, you did it on there, and you had turnout, and now you have traction. I mean, it just makes all the difference. So thank you,
Mhm.
thank you for not stopping, for actually like keeping going and picking yourself back up and getting back in the game, because
Yeah.
the thing that makes us strong is the fact that we are willing to do that, right? I mean, when we give up, we are weakening ourselves, because every single time we fall flat
Yeah.
in our face, we learn something so that we can be better the next time. So thanks for doing that. That is like huge. And so I just want to let you know that so I'm looking at the comments over here on my phone. If you guys see me looking away, I'm not trying to be rude. I'm actually just looking at the comments. But Cynthia says, practicing what you preach with the mindset work. She's talking about how you've been manifesting your mindset work. So she appreciates that you're practicing what you preach. And then she also
Yeah.
agrees with you that hashtag truth, that the graveyard is the richest place. And she says it's great for you to use that quote unquote failure as feedback. So yeah, no, absolutely, because that is a huge teacher when we do fail at things, because it definitely helps us
Yes.
to hone who we are and what we're delivering so that we can deliver something even more excellent than we started out with. So awesome. Awesome.
Yes.
Cool. And then so what do you think the next steps are going to be in regard to, so you're getting the additional training in the brain work, and what do you think the next step's going to be? Are you going to have a course, or are you still going to do one-on-one kind of mentorship, counseling, coaching, or are you going to do group work? Like what are your plans? I'm forcing you to say this out loud now because now it's going to be out in the universe. And so that means that it's going to have to happen. So definitely don't be afraid to think
Yes,
big.
that's right. Yes. So yes, I'll continue to do my one-on-ones at work with my patients,
Mm-hmm.
and in the coaching business, I will be doing it as group coaching, and so that's the plan.
Awesome.
But like I might offer a plan where I give like maybe a one-on-one call like to each person or something like that. But yeah, it'll be mostly
Okay.
group coaching.
Awesome. And then are you promoting this in any way? Like how are you promoting your program?
I will be.
Oh,
I
okay,
just
okay.
started.
She's like, girl, give me a chance. I just got this going. Oh
No,
man.
thank you. Now I'm promoting.
Because here's promotion item number one, right? You're doing this live and lots of eyes are going to see it and you are getting it out there. So this is promotion number one, but I was just curious what other things you were thinking about doing. So that's why. No, that's great.
Thank
That's
you
great.
for the promotion. I appreciate it.
No, absolutely. My pleasure. My pleasure. And so, at the very beginning, you mentioned that it is not an easy thing to navigate motherhood and entrepreneurship. Do you want to talk a little bit about that and how you persevere in that regard? Like, how have you reconciled
Okay.
being a mommy and also having a business or businesses now that you have multiple ones?
Okay. So I decided that, well, first of all, I decided I could do both. It didn't have to be an either or. It
Okay.
was possible to do both well. And the way I do it is I tell my kids that they're my partners. So my 10-year-old, my 11-year-old wants to do graphics. And
Oh,
so she told me she
nice.
was my graphic designer and I should pay her $10 for every Canva item she puts together for me. So I was like,
I
sure,
love
I can
her. I
pay
love
you.
her. I like how she thinks. That's fabulous.
That's right. So because we're always talking about starting businesses and how you should not rely on the paycheck and how you should do what you really love to do. So she's heard that. So she decided she was going to charge me for her services. And I said,
Oh,
sure.
that's great.
And then,
That's great.
and then my son says he's my partner and I have to discuss business with him. So I do that. So I look at it is just take your kids along with you
That's
because
right.
I mean this is so important stuff for kids to learn. It's not just all about we go to school and we go to graduate school and then we get the job. They need to know how to be able to use the skills and the things that they love to serve other people too.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So if you include that in it, then it's not like I mean, yes, you will leave if you have to have meetings and they will understand because you're like, okay, mommy is in charge, she's the CEO and she's going off to her meeting, remember?
Right. Right.
And so they're like, okay, so are you gonna discuss it with us when you get back? Yes, I will.
Oh, that's awesome.
And
I
then
love
the
that.
2 year
Love that.
and then 2-year-old follows the 11-year-old because whatever 11-year-old says, 2-year-old follows. So we're all good
Oh,
then.
nice.
So then they all leave, and then I can do what I need to do. as long as I report back to them. So I figure it's a win-win, right?
No, that is a huge win-win. I mean, that is like, that's gold. You know what I mean? Like, my son has been trying his very best to like get involved with the podcast. He's like, "Hey, mom, show me how to edit, show me how to do these things." And I'm kind of like at the point where I think probably should start showing it to him because I feel like that's a great skill. And as you said, you know, them having the mindset that yes, they have to get an education, but they can also at the same time, you know, do something on the side of their own, you know, you incorporate it because that's going to be huge, you know. So you have the potential for multiple streams of income. And we know that that is the way in order for you to have a life of freedom where you're not like dependent, like you said, on a paycheck, because if the paycheck goes away for whatever circumstance, then you're not in a lurch, right? You have options. So no, that's great. So engaging family into business and really helping them to see that they can contribute something of their own to the world. And, you know, essentially by giving, you will also be receiving in the form of payment, right? So that is amazing. That's a great lesson. It's a great lesson. And so you have that. So you did that.
Yes.
And so that's one of the ways. And then are there any other structural ways? Like have you had to adapt your lifestyle in any way in order to make sure that motherhood and business can be done at the same time? Like do you have any tips for that part of things?
Okay, so I realized that I work better in the mornings. So I started going to bed a little early and then waking up at 5 a.m. so I have at least 2 hours before the kids wake up to do everything I want to do. Exercise, pray. I discovered time blocking. So I block my days and give each task some time. So I found that helps keep me on track versus just looking at the to-do list, which I never get done. So
right.
I just pick I pick 3 things every day to do in my business, and that's what I found really helps me. I had a coach that said, just pick 3 things every day that you do, and that way you're making small steps, small micro wins, and then it all adds up. Versus you have a 20-page to-do list and you never do any of them because
and it's super overwhelming. Yeah. So, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, the time blocking thing is amazing. That is something that I am yet to really master because I'm still working on that because my time can get a little bit kind of wonky with having to work nights in between there. And then, you know, then you have to adjust. But no, that's amazing. And then you speak to the usage of your most productive time. So you discovered that you do best and are more productive in the morning before everybody gets up. So you go to bed earlier to allow for you to get sufficient rest so that you can get up earlier and become more productive. And that's awesome because probably what's happening at that time is nobody else is up, right? So they're not going to be coming in and say, "Mommy, this," or whatever. And, you know, so you're able to focus your energy and probably be extremely productive. And then you went even further and you said that you focus on 3 items, you know, per day, which is a very doable list of things to get done. And it probably is going to help you to really maximize, you know, what you're able to get done. And that is going to help you to accelerate your business also. So those are great pearls.
Yeah.
So thank you for sharing those. Definitely. And then, so you talked about structural things. So you talked about, you know, time blocking usage. You talked about utilizing your biggest or most efficient times of, you know, energy for yourself. And then what about, are you doing any delegation of things? Because that's the one thing that I noticed was huge for me was when I decided that I was going to start delegating things, that was when I had the most productivity instead of thinking I could do it all myself. Have you noticed?
Can you repeat that? When you decided what?
Yeah. So when I decided that I was going to stop thinking. Yeah, no worries. When I decided that I was going to stop just thinking I could do everything myself and actually realizing that I can delegate tasks. So it sounds like some of the things have already been delegated that you alluded to when you said that your cherub is willing to do the items for you on Canva and get paid for it. So that's one potential delegated item. But are there other things within your business that you're finding now that you are, that you're at a space where you can delegate to allow for you to make the bigger decisions instead of, doing these particular tasks?
Oh, yes. So I'm at the point where I think I need to get a virtual assistant on just
Got
to
it.
help.
Yeah.
Don't get buried in the weeds of doing things in the weeds of doing things I don't really have expertise in doing. So
Gotcha.
So I'm working on right now. Oh yeah. I just got to the point where I decided, I really need one now. Yeah.
It's hard. It's a hard choice, right? But let me tell you, as hard as it seems, because you're like, oh man, I'm gonna get this person, I'm gonna have to train them and get them to where I need to get them. But that investment is like platinum because it makes all the difference. Because then it frees you up to make those more high level decisions and be able to, maybe have even more time with your family. So there's so many like pluses to it that time investment up front is totally worth it. Totally worth it.
Yes, I agree.
I'm speaking to you about this because I am guilty of waiting way too long before getting a virtual assistant. I literally waited probably 4 years too long. And so, I am encouraging it because I see the amazing difference that it makes. And shout out to Cher Tuz, who is my virtual assistant, because, what she does for me just really helps to free up time for me to be able to do some other things, work on other projects. And it's just phenomenal. So yeah, I encourage you to jump off the fear fence, off the fear fence and make it happen because it's definitely going to be worth it.
Yes.
Definitely. Cool.
Yes, I agree.
So so the third item was delegation. All right. So is there anything else that you could think of that you've learned that have helped you with persevering either in business or in motherhood that you'd like to share?
Well, with respect to business, I mean, it's similar to personal life. It's that you just decide well, first of all, you have to be clear about the reasons why you're doing things, and then what are your goals. And yes, be flexible that they could change in some way, but that you still have the plans or the bigger goals in front of you that you hold on to, even with all the distractions or the delays that will come. I mean, that's what perseverance really means, is that persistence in doing what it is you're going to do in spite of the delay and in spite of the detours and all of that. Because so for example, if I've said yes, I want to serve moms, if I have some delays or things don't quite work out and I have to reconfigure, I still have that mission at the front of my mind that I'm working towards. So yes, you're absolutely right. Be clear on your purpose, because that's where it begins, right?
Yes, indeed.
We can't do anything. We don't know why we're doing it.
That's right. That's right. And I mean, particularly, with you having clarity of how you want to transform your moms, that's going to really help with you, like you said, even in the tough times when things may or may not be going the way that they were expected, that you're going to still continue to go because you're going to know that you need to serve these women and the reason why you're doing it, your passion. And it's clear. Your passion is completely it's palpable as you speak about it. I mean, your whole face lit up when you started talking about, number one, when you first talked about that patient that you had that came in and he was just like, hey, I just want a hug. I mean, your face completely lit up. And so it's very clear that that why that you have for Kids of Hope is extremely strong. And then your face lit up again when you were talking about how, you know, yes, you would be behind because you spent an extra 15 minutes with your patients. And, you know, but the reason why you did this is because you had a connection. You saw a need, an opportunity, a door that was opened to just really reach out to this woman in front of you and help to lift her up so that she can in turn impact her family in the most incredible way. And so, you know, that passion, that story is just something that speaks volumes. And, you know, focusing on something like that is just going to be so incredible. So I'm super excited to see like how things are going to go, like how many, you know, how you're going to get to the point where you're just going to be like, oh my gosh, I have so many people in my groups and so many people to serve that, you know, I'm going to take it to a national tour or something. I don't know. But it's just like, I see great things happening and, you know, I see it because I could tell that your heart is pure. I can totally tell that. And anybody watching this can tell it, right? This, the way that you speak, your mindset, the way that you are conveying your ideas, like you even alluded to your mindset about money. Like you're like, look, money, you know, it's not like you can't just like go for money. Like that's not gonna really get you the impact and the value truly that you are expecting. But if you go for a change, if you go to contribute, if you go to make a difference, then the money will come, right? And so that's a very different attitude than a lot of people have when they're starting out with a business, right? They're like, oh, what can I do to make money? That's not the question. What can I do to make a difference? And because you have a heart to make a difference and because you have a heart to give, then the money will come, right? It just will. And it'll come in ways that you never expected. And so I'm learning this, right? This is all like part of some of the things that I've been working on in my own life for my personal development. And, you know, it's just incredible because once you change your attitude about things like that, and you have an attitude of abundance and an attitude of giving, you are completely blessed. You will be blessed. There's just no doubt about it. And I see that in you. And so I am super excited to see all the amazing things that are going to be happening. And I'm super excited to find out how your cherub, you know, integrates herself into the business even more and maybe even starts her own.
Well, she's already charging mommy, so watch out.
I'm just saying, she's just going to expand. She's going to expand from there. She's going to literally go to like, you know, she's going to take the show on the road and, you know, become her own incorporated self. And, you know, she'll be like, hey, you know, can you help me set up my solo 401k, mom? You know, that's probably the next step. So no, that is fantastic. That's fantastic. And I know that, you know, your story has touched somebody's heart today. I just know it because it's touched my heart. Right. And so I know people who are listening, you're getting a bunch of like hand claps on the comments and, you know, we have a ton of people that have joined on and, you know, so, and people are going to be watching the replay. And this has just been such a great time that we spent together. So thank you for taking time out of your Sunday evening to chat with us and to share, because, you know, there's someone listening right now who's like, man, you know, I have an idea and I just don't know if I should go for it. I don't know. Do I really want to go for it? Can I do that and be an excellent mom, aunt, you know, sister, whatever? And the answer is, as you said it, yes, you can. You just have to be wise about it. And you just have to think about how you can do it without overwhelming yourself, making sure that you protect your self-care and protect you while you are giving. So I think that has been pure gold. So thank you for sharing. Yeah.
Oh, can I share a book with your audience?
Absolutely. Go ahead.
The Goal Giver.
It's called The Goal Digger, right?
That's an amazing.
Okay.
No, the Goal Giver.
Goal Giver. Okay. I forget who wrote that. I haven't read it, but I've heard of it. Go Giver.
It starts with a B, but yeah, the Goer. Yeah.
Excellent book. So is that a book that inspired you and has
Yes.
Bob Berg? Okay, that's who it is. Bob Berg.
Yes.
Was that a book that inspired you?
Yes. No,
Yeah.
definitely inspired me.
Awesome.
Yes, because
Awesome. Yeah, no, I mean, the more that we can work on our mindset, the more that we can work on, you know, what we are. Oh, actually, no. Expanded David Berg and okay, I just want to make sure I got the right author's name.
I don't have it close.
Yeah, I'm looking. I'm sorry, guys. I'm looking on here. So it's both people. So I have only one of the authors there. So it's Bob Berg and John Mann. So
right, that's him. Yeah.
Yeah, Bob Berg and John Mann. So yeah, so definitely that sounds like an awesome addition to the library and also item for personal development to build that mindset.
And then he has another one called, and he has another book called The Go Giver Sell More, which is
gotcha.
Even
that's even the next level, huh? After Go Giver.
Yes.
Okay, awesome. Yes, no, thank you for sharing that. Thank you for sharing the pearls. Thank you for sharing those stories. Awesome. And thank you for sharing the book. So people have a lot that they have gotten from the session, and I hope that they will, actually, no, I don't hope. I know that they will go look you up and look at all of the great things that you're offering, including Kids for Hope. If not, go ahead and help out with that organization and the great work that it's doing. And then if they are looking to get some coaching as a mom, that they will look at the Simply Flourish program. So thank you, my sister, for coming on. I really appreciate you. And
thank you. It's always great to talk with you.
Awesome. So I just want to check and make sure nobody's asking any questions. Nope, not at the moment. So I think we're good. Thank you, everybody, for coming on. I know there are a bunch of people that just joined. So yeah, that was a lot of fun. It was definitely a lot of fun.
Okay.
All right, cool.
Take care. Bye.
Have a good night. Bye-bye.
You too. Bye.